A newly released report from the ACLU claims police departments across the country, including here in New Mexico, are acting too much like the military. The report calls out police for using military gear and SWAT crews in situations that don't require them. News 13's Chris McKee is live at APD headquarters with that story.
Yeah, Dean, APD is among around 20 different departments across New Mexico that has taken police or military gear into their police force over the last few years. But now the ACLU is calling them out and saying the gears and tactics are pushing officers to use force at excessive levels.
I think New Mexico is just reflective of the trends that we're seeing nationally.
For ACLU New Mexico's director Peter Simonson, the lines have blurred between wars overseas and police forces on the streets at home.
As both technology, tactics, and armament have changed, our police departments have become much more inclined to escalate situations in encounters with civilians.
The ACLU has released a new national report called War Comes Home. It claims police departments in New Mexico and across the U.S. have become more aggressive, particularly with SWAT teams. It's something the DOJ called out APD for in its report, saying the department deployed SWAT when it wasn't needed.
Only 7% of the time are SWAT teams nationally, according to this study, currently being used for what they are originally intended for.
Simonson says departments have also increasingly become geared up with U.S. military equipment.
Some of the smallest in the far-flung corners of the state are now receiving this kind of gear.
Public records show police departments in Farmington and Hobbs are some of the nearly 20 different departments across New Mexico to get bomb-resistant MRAP trucks in the last few years from the military for just a few $1,000s.
Those armored personnel carriers stand as the shining example of the absurdity of the lengths to which this militarization has gone.
Meanwhile, some departments argue the need. Los Lunas recently used its military bomb truck to move 7 people from a scene where a man fired 70 rounds over a course of hours. The ACLU says it sees the need, but says departments need to make sure police aren't taking it too far.
Let's make sure that there are clear criteria, there are clear standards that determine when a SWAT team is going to be deployed.
Now, out of this report, the ACLU is pushing for local governments to create more laws specifying when SWAT teams can be deployed. They're also hoping that the federal government will rein in its program that has given excess military equipment to those local police departments. Back to you, Dean.
All right, Chris, thank you. Beyond bomb-resistant trucks, the U.S. military lets departments also request machine guns, ammo magazines, night vision goggles, and more at virtually no cost.